So I get this question from lots of test takers concerning the difference between the computer-delivered test and the paper-based test. Now, here are the similarities and the differences. So in your listening test, the both formats, whether you're doing the computer test or the paper-based test, everyone will be given a headphone and you have to answer to the questions simultaneously as you're hearing the audio. However, the difference between the two is that in paper-based test, you could answer to the questions on your question sheet and then later transfer the answers to your answer sheet. They would give you 10 minutes to do that. But in the computer test, you would not be given extra time to do this, which would cause you to split your attention while answering to your questions. The reading test for both formats, the computer and the paper-based test. Now, the basic thing to do is to underline and highlight keywords. Now, if you're using the computer, you can use your mouse to highlight keywords and underline. But if you're doing the paper, you have to use your pen. Now, the difference between these two formats would be that in your computer test, you have the screen split into two. So the passage is on one side and the questions are on one side. While in your paper-based test, you just will have to be flipping through the pages to read through the questions and the passage at the same time.
Then you're writing. Now, the similarity between these two is that in your computer and your paper test, you will be given the same time, okay, and at the same time, you have to write up to the number of words required. 150 words for a tax 1, 250 words for a tax 2. Now, here's where the difference is. The difference is actually in typing and writing. If your handwriting is not so legible, or maybe you would want to avoid the lots of cancellation, then I would advise you go for the computer test. But if you think that you can't type while articulating your ideas together, then you should go for the paper-based tests. In your speaking test, now speaking is the same, whether you're doing the computer test or the paper-based test, is either you will be doing a video call with the examiner or you'll be having a face-to-face test with the examiner. So whichever one can be given to you for your paper and your computer test. Then finally, the result comes out for the paper test. The result comes out 30 days after you've written, while in your computer test, the result comes out 5 days after you've written. So these are the differences.